Thank you to Wix for kindly sponsoring this video. If you want the freedom to create a stunning website of your dreams, you can do all of that and more with Wix. Legend has it that when the leaves begin their change from summer's green to autumn's orange, the owl possesses the ability to bring courage to any spirit until all the leaves have fallen. However, the spell is not easy to cast, as it will need the presence of 3 specific creatures encountered in a specific order. The owl itself represents wisdom, and most ancient beings of magic have even trained them to perform certain spells, passing down the ability of magic to the owls we see today. Hi everyone, I'm jumping right in today and I'm doing something that I'm not very good at, creating on my iPad Pro in Procreate. I want to be much better at digital drawing, so this is one way I will be practicing. The design is inspired by tarot cards, and my challenge is to step outside of my comfort zone of my microns and strictly use color without the need to outline everything in black. I will have this print in my shop and have the entire spread there as well if you're interested, but overall I love it so much and I can't believe that I did that, and I hope that this little tad bit inspires you to try something you're not good at. Moving on, the first creature is the bat, representing flight. They are nearly blind in daylight and are active at night, but what makes them very important to this spell is their inability to see. Unlike most creatures, the bat does not rely on its eyes to fly, but its other heightened senses, painting pictures through the echo of sound. Because of this, it is regarded by all wizards, witches, warlocks, and all mystics to be the ultimate flyer, flying unlike others, but flying nonetheless. This month is dedicated to being brave. Brave to do things differently than others, being different than others, and succeeding differently than others. Mary Ann Redmaster once said, "Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, 'I'll try again tomorrow.'" I hope this reminds you that simply trying again and again is an act of bravery, no matter how small of an act it may seem. We're going on a quick tangent for a little pumpkin tutorial for the next spread. They look complicated, but they are super simple. Start off with an oval, add on a half oval, add on another one to the other side, and then another one, and then the stem, which looks kind of like a volcano. And if you want to make a taller pumpkin, all you have to do is draw taller ovals. To color pumpkins, I personally like to add the color in first, leaving white spaces between each oval, and then go back in to outline them. Notice that I leave the horizontal part clear. That gives an illusion that it's round, as if the light is reflected from it versus it being really flat. Now that you are pros, next up is my new layout of my 3-month calendar page, and it turned into a 4-month calendar page, allowing room underneath for holidays, goals, and anything I'd like to remember. I've been realizing that I want to plan further in the future so that I'll know what I need to accomplish in the next few months, and this way it'll help with that. Underneath the calendars is a little scene of pumpkins and leaves and a witch's hat, bringing in the magical side of Halloween and a mix of autumn. So I switched up the monthly calendar last month and I loved it. It's very compact and straightforward now, combining trackers and the calendar into one spread. Since I do want to focus more on my task and my goals, I don't want to have to fill out so many separate trackers. So doing it all in one place is so much quicker, and it still is as satisfying. For every day that I accomplish one of the tasks I set in the key section, I'll put the same colored dot next to the day. I'll be posting my September's flip through on Instagram when the month is over, so make sure you've joined that community if you're curious about what it looks like when it's all completed. In the box next to that is my goals for the month. My first goal is to prep for my first ever pop-up shop at West Elm in Lancaster, PA on October 13th. And also prep for my holiday market on December 1st and 2nd in Philly. More information is in the description as well if you want to meet me, so make sure to check out all things below. And then regarding my book, I want to do one more draft, which will be my third draft overall, and then start searching for editors, which I'm so nervous about, but I'm also really excited about almost like the final end of the process. I know I still need to illustrate, but once I have all the verbiage, I can really go to town with the illustration. To continue the spell, the owl will need to come across 2 black cats, representing faith. In all of history, black cats are associated with witches and as bad luck, but not many know that they have the slightest ability to see the future but not change it. It may seem like a burden, but to them, it is the ultimate challenge of keeping their faith that the future will change through the goodness of all. It is this ability that makes them irreplaceable for the spell of courage. I'll be using this page for either my video ideas or any other list making needs throughout the month. This way I have a little bit of freedom to the setup depending on my needs. This month is going to be amazing because I'm going to join in to the Inktober festivities where you follow the prompt per day and create one pen and ink drawing. I've seen this last year, but it was a little too late for me to start, but this year I'm challenging myself to complete the whole list. If anybody wants to join me, I would absolutely love that. Underneath the official prompt list, which you can find at the link in the description as well, is just a little scene of a pumpkin and a few magical ingredients for a spell. The next page is another blank one for my milestones or anything else I'd like to use it for with simple fall leaves and colors that match the rest of the spread. Finally, to complete the spell, the owl will need to come across 2 sleeping rabbits, representing support. It may seem very odd that rabbits are a part of the spell, as they are rarely associated with witches or wizards, but they also have magic within their history, with the ability to quickly disappear and escape any situation. But the characteristic that makes them the most valuable in the spell, unknown to most beings, is their love and support for each other. Once the owl has acquired all 3, it will then cast a spell of courage to only one spirit of its choice, giving the spirit the bravery of the bat to fly, even though it doesn't see as others see. The confidence of the cats, that despite their association, they remain confident, trusting of kindness to change the outcomes they know. And finally, the love and support of the rabbits, reminding the spirit that it will need to be loving and supporting of others and of itself. This is my weekly cover page, perfect as a reminder as I start the month of October to be kind to myself as I navigate all of the new and old struggles to come. I know this story is very different than any other that I've done, but I love it. I had the idea to create a spread inspired by fantasy, Halloween, and to also create something that brought to life the qualities of being brave and incorporate all of that into the beautiful style of tarot cards. I actually had this whole idea to create 4 tarot-inspired designs in which I can turn them into postcards, but the owl and partly the rabbit are as far as I got. I will continue to finish these up because I love them for the season, so stay tuned for that. I did change up a few things after I recorded the setup, just so that all the images worked better together and looked more cohesive, so that's why you see the new print and the older color print of the cover page. Before I finish off this video, I want to talk about Wix. They have supported me through this crazy journey of realizing my dream of having a legit business and website, so I am beyond grateful that they are backing me, which allows me to make so much more content for you. If you're looking to start a website, a blog, or a basic online store, you can do so yourself and make a gorgeous online presence using Wix. So here's my website, for example. I can't wait to see how it evolves as I continue to work on it. They do offer a free plan, so you can go ahead and sign up below to explore, or if you want even more features and no Wix ad, then use code ChristineMyLinh100 for 10% off all yearly plans, but only for the first 100 people to sign up using my link. And if you're curious who these special people are, they are my Hello Sweet Bear patrons. If you want behind the scenes content of my planning, of my future book, which will not be shared anywhere else, printables, and more things to come as I spend more time to build it, become part of the Blush patrons and sign up at the Patreon link below. I am working on a little something special to send to everyone who joins by November 30th to show my deep appreciation for you. So definitely stay tuned for that. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. As I was working on this, I realized that I've been creating basically a mini book every single month since I started The Bunny and the Bear, and I have to thank you for being my biggest encouragements. I wish that your dreams will come true, and have wonderful days. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye!